equation. Second one is quantum numbers. Third one is LCAO-MO theory, that is linear combination of atomic orbitals and molecular orbital theory for hydrogen molecule, and doping of arsenic and gallium for semiconductors, that is N-type doping and P-type doping. And short questions, this one by one we will see. First question is write de Broglie hypothesis. If you correlate Einstein equation with Planck's equation, that is E is equal to mc square and E is equal to h nu, lambda is equal to h by mv. This is what de Broglie's hypothesis. That means particle will have an dual nature. One is wave nature as well as particle nature. This is what we should write for a short question. And even Heisenberg uncertainty principle, delta x into delta p is or greater than or equal to h by 2 pi or h cut. It is not possible to measure at a time uncertainty in position as well as momentum of the particle. This is Heisenberg uncertainty principle. And the wave function and acceptable conditions for wave function, one is finite, second one is single valued at all points, third one is continuous. That means wave function should have these three characters, that is finite, single valued and continuous. Define 0 point energy from Schrodinger equation for one-dimensional box is equal to n square h square by 8m a square. Here if n is equal to 1 means that is 0 point energy, or otherwise lowest possible energy is at n is equal to 1, that is E is equal to n square h square by 8m a square. Fourth, outline the Schrodinger equation for one-dimensional box, that is for wave function and energy we have to write the equation psi is equal to square root 2 by a sine n pi by a into x, E is equal to n square h square by 8m a square. Fifth question, differences between wave function as well as probable density. Wave function is a quantum state of any object. This is which is not having any physical meaning. It is a probable density. It is a finding of probability of finding electron in a particular orbital, that is known as a psi square. Wave function is a psi. And list the quantum numbers. We are having 4 quantum numbers: principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum number, and spin quantum number. Which are superconductors? What are superconductors? If you take the Ohm's law, V is equal to IR, we know very well if R is equal to 0 means the conductivity will become infinity. That is known as superconductors. Define Meissner effect. In presence of low magnetic field, if you are keeping a superconductor which is below its transition temperature or critical temperature, superconductor will expel the magnetic flux. This effect is known as Meissner effect. If you come to the essay questions for unit 1, that is elaborate the LCAO-MO theory for hydrogen molecule, that is we have to write silent features of LCAO and formation of hydrogen molecule, and about BMO, ABMO, and comparisons between BMO and ABMO, and significance of MO theory. This diagram we should write for this question, and with respect to orbitals we have to write this. And next, orbitals energy versus the orbital energy versus the internuclear distance also have to write. That means 3 diagrams we have to write, and we have to explain that for this essay question. This is one of the important question in this chapter. Second question is Schrodinger equation for one-dimensional box. That means we have to derive the equation for wave function as well as energy. That is E is equal to n square h square by 8m a square. Psi is equal to square root 2 by a sine n phi by a into x. These 2 terms we have to derive by drawing the diagram, that is which are shown in this slide, and solution to the energy and solution to the wave function. And third question, summarize the significance of 4 quantum numbers, that is N, L, M, S. We have N will indicate energy and orbit energy, orbital energy, and second L will indicate orbital shape and subcell information. A magnetic quantum number which will decide or which will explain the orbital orientation, that is orbital coupling, LS coupling. This magnetic quantum number will play a major role, and spin quantum number will explain spin orientation of electron. This is the third question. Fourth question is N-type and P-type doping in silicon semiconductor by arsenic and gallium atom. That is, we know very well, N means negative, P means positive. A fifth group element, if you are doping it in silicon, we are getting N-type doping. A third group element, if you are doping it in silicon, we are getting P-type doping. And this is the second chapter. There's an in first chapter 4 important essays we have discussed, and around 10 small short answers we have discussed. And second chapter, that is molecular spectroscopy. For this second chapter only we have studied the first chapter. First chapter is a theoretical concept. It has a theoretical concept which is an explanation for second chapter, that is a molecular spectroscopy. So now if we come to the molecular spectroscopy chapter, this chapter has 3 topics. Before going to that, I will tell you what is spectroscopy. Interaction between matter with radiation is known as spectroscopy. This matter with radiation, we are having 3 radiations in this syllabus, our syllabus particularly. Microwave spectroscopy deals with microwaves, and vibrational spectroscopy deals with vibrational energy, and electronic transitions, that is UV, visible radiation. These 3 radiations, if it is interacting with matter, how matter will behave. That's only we are going to discuss, or we are going to see in this chapter. And fourth topic is lasers and diode lasers. These 4 topics are an important topics in this chapter. So one is microwave spectroscopy, second one is vibrational spectroscopy, third one is electronic spectroscopy, fourth one is laser spectroscopy. The first short question, that is electromagnetic radiation. Electromagnetic radiation contains 7 rays. One is cosmic, which I have not written here, and the second gamma rays, X-rays, visible, IR, microwave, and radio waves. And energy of the, draw the energy of electromagnetic radiation. And NMR has a less energy, and gamma rays has an higher energy. If we come to gamma rays to NMR or microwaves, from gamma rays to microwaves, energy will decrease. This is what an energy spectrum of electromagnetic radiation. And third one is what is rotational energy. The kinetic energy due to rotational motion is known as rotational energy. And define degrees of freedom. If you want to define a position of an atom in 3-dimensional space, we need a term called degrees of freedom that will tell us the number of variables required to define a position of an atom in 3-dimensional place. That is known as degrees of freedom. And next question is the diatomic molecules which will show rotational microwave spectrum. We have given around 8 molecules here: hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, benzene, water, nitrogen, monoxide, and nitrous oxide. So within these homonuclear diatomic molecules, that is hydrogen, nitrogen, and linear molecules which have a dipole moment 0, that is carbon dioxide and C6H6, they do not give rotational spectrum. And the molecules which are having polarizability, that is water, nitrogen oxide, and nitrous oxide, give rotational spectrum. Sixth, what are the various types of electronic transitions? That is sigma to sigma star transition, second one N to sigma star transition, pi to pi star transition, and N to pi star transitions. Within these transitions, we are going to study the pi to pi star and N to pi star transitions, because sigma to sigma star and N to sigma stars are transitions are require high energy. They will be going beyond UV energy. That's what it is. We will be particularly studying only pi to pi star transitions and n to pi star transitions. And next, what is the necessary condition for a molecule to absorb infrared radiation? This is one of the important short question in this chapter. We have to write del mu is not equal to 0. Mu is equal to dipole moment. Del is a change in dipole moment. That means change in dipole moment should not be 0 for IR criteria. The molecule which should show the IR spectrum that will give IR spectrum, that is only del mu is not equal to 0. Any molecule which is irradiate with which is upon irradiation with IR radiation, either induced change in dipole moment or existing dipole moment, both the things will give IR spectrum. Next, calculate the vibrational degrees of freedom for carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide and acetylene. It is for linear molecule, we know very well 3n minus 5. So all these molecules are linear molecules: carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide and acetylene. Carbon monoxide 2 atoms, n is equal to 2, 3 into 2 6 minus 5 1 mode it will be giving. C2H2 4 atoms, 3 into 4 12 minus 5 7 modes. And next, carbon dioxide 3 atoms, 3 into 3 9 minus 5 will give 4. This is also one of the important numerical problem which may come in second chapter. And next question is IR spectrum of benzene, ammonia, methane and water, polyatomic molecules which are not linear. These are non-linear molecules. For this we are having a formula of 3n minus 6, and if you substitute n from benzene 12 atoms, ammonia 4 atoms, methane 5 atoms, water 3 atoms. This, if you substitute these values in this 3n minus 6, we will get the number of possible bands for IR spectrum of these molecules correspondingly. Next, define spontaneous emission. So what is spontaneous emission? Excited electrons decays without external influence, it will emit a photon. This is known as spontaneous emission. Whenever if you are irradiating electron, it will go to excited level, it will come to the ground by emitting a photon. That is only known as spontaneous emission. Next, stimulated emission. What will happen in stimulated emission? This stimulated emission will be perturbated by an electrical field of a frequency, particular frequency. Continuously it will be giving another photon which is equivalent to the normal photon. This is known as stimulated emission. Next, differences between pi to pi star and n to pi star. If you see, pi to pi star is allowed transition because pi to pi star orbitals are parallel and electron can jump very easily. N to pi star orbitals are perpendicular to each other. Electron will not jump from n to pi or pi to n. It is very difficult. That's what n to pi star is forbidden transition. Pi to pi star is allowed transition because they are parallel and energy will be very high. N to pi star orbitals are perpendicular and they will be having low energetic transition. That means epsilon, A is equal to epsilon Bc. Epsilon value, this is Beer-Lambert's law. Epsilon value for pi to pi star will be very high and epsilon value for n to pi star will be very low. And next, pi to pi star transitions are very highly intense. That is, epsilon value is high means they are very highly intense. And n to pi star, it will be very less intense when compared to pi to pi star. What is the next? Define laser. You know very well, light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. This is known as a laser, and these are the short questions from second chapter. And we will see the essay questions in second chapter. Around 6 questions are there, 6 or 7 questions are there. Every question is an important question in second chapter, and because it is an evidence for first chapter. So now we will discuss, or we have to explain the classifications of vibrations, explain the types of vibrations and their diagrammatic representations for carbon dioxide molecule and water molecule. We know vibration is nothing but change in bond angle or bond length. If you are changing in bond length, that is stretching vibration. If you are changing in bond angle, that is bending vibration. Now in stretching vibration, that is again two types. One is symmetric and asymmetric. Bending vibration, in plane bending vibration and out of plane bending vibration. Representation of stretching vibrations and bending vibrations for carbon dioxide molecule. Though it is a linear molecule, we are expecting 4 vibrational modes for carbon dioxide, but 2 vibrational modes, that is in plane bending vibration and out plane bending vibrations, will be giving at same energy. That's what we are calling them as a degenerative. And one more mode is symmetrical. Mode is an inactive mode. That's what we used to see 2 bands for carbon dioxide molecule, that is at 2565 centimeter inverse, and one more is at 526 centimeter inverse. And next, representation of stretching and bending vibrations of water molecule. Similarly, water, now we will be having 3 modes, 3n-6 non-linear molecule. It will be giving 3 possible vibrations. Those vibrations are shown in this. They may ask these type of questions. One is representation of vibrational modes for carbon dioxide and water alone, or classification of vibrations. If we come to the second question, that is calculation of force constant if they are giving wave number. We know very well already the relation between force constant and it is a wave number. This is a nu bar equal to 1 by 2 pi root square root k by mu. They will be giving us the mass of each atom, and we have to depends on the nu bar, we have to find out the k value. Even sometimes they may ask in reverse mode, that is they may give k value and they may ask us to find out wave number. Next question is explain the electronic transitions in organic molecules with suitable examples. As we have already discussed in short question, we are having 4 possible electronic transitions. One is sigma to sigma star, n to sigma star, pi to pi star, n to pi star. We will be discussing only n to pi star and sigma pi to pi star. These 2 modes only we will be discussing. For these each transition, we have to give an example. We know already the types of electrons, bonding electrons, that is sigma, and pi bonding electrons, pi, and n non-bonding electrons. Depends on these electrons, based on the molecule, we will explain the suitable examples. Next, define Beer-Lambert's law and derivation by just mathematical equations. We have to derive A is equal to epsilon BC. First, we have to define Beer-Lambert's law and mathematical representation. We have to represent it, the Beer-Lambert's law, in mathematical form, and we have to derive A is equal to epsilon BC. 3 things we have to discuss in this question. It is particularly in Beer-Lambert's law, we have to, when a monochromatic radiation, if you are passing through a transparent absorbing medium, what will happen? It will be the intensity of the incident radiation with respect to the change in intensity, that is di by I, is directly proportional to the change in thickness of the medium and concentration of the medium. That is only on right side we are representing the Beer-Lambert's law. And finally we will be deriving the equation A is equal to epsilon BC. That is the next question. Explain the construction and working principle and advantages and disadvantages of laser diode. Construction, working principle, and advantages, disadvantages, and applications. The construction, we have to write definitely the structure of laser diode, which is shown in the slide, and we have to write the working principle, advantages, and disadvantages with applications. This is what the laser diode question. Next, rotational spectra of diatomics and calculation of J for carbon dioxide molecule. In this, we have to write a rigid rotor model for diatomics and calculation of J for diatomic molecules. These 2 things we have to discuss, particularly if they are asking this type of question. This is the diagram you should write. That is, this is the reduced mass derivation equation. So diagrammatically you have to write, and two atoms, M1, M2 atoms, which are connected by a bond, and we have to derive an equation for mu. Mu is equal to M1, M2 by M1 plus M2. Later we have to calculate the J values for carbon dioxide, and J values is from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. That is 2B, 4B, 6B. If we know the B value, we can calculate the J. That's what. If we know the mu, we can calculate the B. That is what the interlink between all these terms. Next, third chapter, that is functional materials. Up to now we have discussed around 10 essays, around 22 short questions. And if we come to the third chapter, this is very small chapter, but it is a very important. It's within this chapter. I have already highlighted the important topics in blue color. This is exciton formation and principle and working for both organic solar cells and organic light emitting diode, OLED and organic solar cell. And the next, soliton, polaron, bipolaron formation in both polyacetylene as well as polyaniline. The next question may be, sometimes they may ask liquid crystalline materials. First, short questions. What are the conducting polymers? And write any examples. We can write polyacetylene and polyaniline, which are in our syllabus. And the polymers which conduct electricity equivalent to metals. That's what we are calling them as conducting polymers. Sometimes we are naming them as a synthetic metals. Second question, define doping. Doping is nothing but addition of an impurity to the semiconductor. The role of doping is, in order to increase the conductivity, electrical conductivity, we are adding impurity to the semiconductor. This can be done by adding third group element, fifth group element in inorganic semiconductors. If we come to the organic molecules, either we have to oxidize it or we have to reduce it. That is the concept for the doping topic. Next, what are the p-type and n-type dopants for organic molecules? P-type dopants, that is oxidizing agents, which will be oxidizing. P-type means it should create hole. That means oxidizing agents, that is seventh group, mostly seventh group elements, iodine, chlorine, fluorine, and FeCl3, AlCl3, all acidic things, which will remove electron from organic materials, and they will be acting like a p-type dopants. N-type dopant means the metals which will give electron to the organic polymers, conducting polymers, that is sodium, potassium, lithium. This is N-type, means reducing agents. P-type means oxidizing agents. Give the isomeric forms of polyacetylene. We have written here two types of structures possible for cis polyacetylene and trans polyacetylene. So one is cis. For double bond, both substrates are on the same side, that is known as a cis polyacetylene. For double bond, two substrates are on opposite side, that is known as a trans polyacetylene. That is the next. Draw the different oxidation states of polyaniline. One is oxidized form, and second one is reduced form, and third form is which is having both the form. You see here, oxidized form means there is no hydrogen in polyaniline. Clearly it was. That is what oxidized. If you remove the hydrogen, that is known as oxidized. If you add the hydrogen, that is reduced form. If you add both, that means part of the chain has hydrogens and part of the chain has not having hydrogens. This is known as both, that is oxidized form and reduced form. So both the things. This is also one of the important short question in the third this chapter. Next, what are the solitons, and give a short note on solitons. This is based on the dopants p-type, n-type. We can create these solitons and polarons. How will you define a soliton? Soliton is nothing but self-localized nonlinear exciton with neutral or charge. That means, you see the species which is having only free radical, that is a neutral soliton. It is a positive or negative soliton means which is having only charge. Either soliton should have only electron or either charge either positive or negative. Based on the charge and based on the electron, neutral, positive or negative we are naming. Next, if we come to the polaron, it is along with the charge, there will be free radical. That is a negative polaron, as well as positive charge and electron is there, that is positive polaron. And the differences between soliton and polaron, this is also like this. It exists in neutral and charged. Polaron means it will have a charge as well as free radical. And similarly, you can just read once this. Next, define electroluminescence, conversion of electrical energy into light energy by the emissive and conductive layers concept. This is known as electroluminescence. What are excitons? Electrostatically coupled electron hole pair is known as exciton. That is electron hole pair. Next, what is organic photovoltaics? Organic photovoltaics is nothing but conversion of sunlight into electrical energy by the organic emitter or acceptor. This is the principle behind in organic photovoltaic cells. That is, organic photovoltaics means conversion of sunlight to electrical energy. This is known as organic photovoltaics or organic solar cell. It is both are synonyms. Next, liquid crystal. Even liquid crystal, these are highly anisotropic mesopause materials which are existing between solid phase and liquid phase. That is known as liquid crystals. And examples for liquid crystals, these are which are having benzene rings and connected by a group diazo, azoxy, nitrones and esters or Gibbs based material. And differences between organic light emitting diode as well as organic solar cells. Organic light emitting diode is nothing but recombination of electron hole, that is known as OLED. In OLED, just we will combine the electron hole. In organic solar cell, we will dissociate the electron hole. That is the major difference between OLED and OSC. OSC, just we are converting light energy into electrical energy, but OLED we are converting electrical energy into light energy. This is the major difference between OLED and OSC. Next, differences between thermotropic and lyotropic liquid crystals. With respect to change of temperature, they will be, and with respect to aqueous phase, we will be explaining the things. Next, write the structure of any three conducting polymers. We know very well polyacetylene, polyaniline can be written, and even polythiophene and polypyrrole can be written as examples for this. Next, describe the synthesis of polyacetylene and electronic conduction mechanism in conjugated polyacetylene. Polyacetylene was synthesized by Ziegler-Natta catalyst and acetylene in toluene medium. And if you vary the aluminum to titanium ratio in three conditions, according to that, either you may get cis product, you may get trans product, we may get cis by trans, that is 1:1 ratio we can. And this is the in presence of Ziegler-Natta catalyst, that is triethyl aluminum plus tertiary butoxy, tetra tertiary butoxy titanate. This is the composition of Ziegler-Natta catalyst. In presence of Ziegler-Natta catalyst, acetylene will polymerize and it will give us the polyacetylene. This is a synthesis. Sometimes they may ask synthesis or otherwise conduction mechanism alone. They may ask as an essay topic. We have to explain the properties of polyacetylene. And next, conduction mechanism. Here you see one side we are adding seventh group element, one side we are adding first group element, which is having accepting nature, which is having donating nature. In the right side, sodium will donate, iodine will take. That's what, if iodine is taking, it will get positive charge. If sodium is giving, it will get negative charge. A negative, positive polaron and negative polaron. Again, if you are adding one more iodine and one more sodium, what will happen? Again, we will get bipolaron, that is two charges, one radical. And again, if you are continuously, if you are adding, what will happen? Sometimes two free radicals may join together and it may give you charge. That's also will happen. What is the next? Drawbacks of polyacetylene and describe the electronic conduction in conjugated polyaniline and its application. So mostly synthesis, they may not, it is not much important, but as per our syllabus, the conduction mechanism is important for polyaniline. If you are adding acid, what will happen if you are using oxidizing agent and reducing agent to this, we will get the polyaniline polar form and bipolar form. But here I have not written iodine or sodium, but we have not shown the polar and formation of the polar and bipolar here. Anyway, by seeing the structure, we can understand. Nitrogen will have lone pair of electron. If you are adding oxidizing agent, what will happen? That oxidizing agent will take electron from the nitrogen atom and it will form a positive charge. Similarly, if you are adding a reducing agent, nitrogen will have a negative and negative charge, and you will be getting bipolar even with a negative charge. Applications of polyaniline and antistatic coatings, flexible electrodes, organic field emitter, field transistors, conducting fibers, electromagnetic screens, storage devices, energy storage devices, and solar cells, solar batteries. These are the applications of all conducting polymers, not only polyaniline. The polyacetylene doesn't have any commercial applications because of the low solubility of polyacetylene. Next, explain the principle and construction and working principle of OLED, organic light emitting diode. If they ask this question, we have to write the components and construction, working principle, advantages and application. Construction is the major part in this question. Construction will have a major contribution to this answer. Components and construction. So you have to write components and construction. These are both the things. If they are asking construction as well as working principle. Construction and working principle, if you could able to write, that is enough. Yes, and next one is 1 minute, just organic solar cell. In organic solar cell also we have to write the construction as well as mechanism. But the difference between OLED and OSE is mechanism is important in organic solar cell. Mechanism will have 4 steps: exciton formation, exciton diffusion, exciton dissociation, and charge transport. These are the 4 steps